Stargazing, exploring the night sky. It's an activity anyone can enjoy. Just step outside on a clear, dark evening, a couple of hours after sunset. Then look up. You'll see the stars of spring twinkling overhead. Many nights, the moon brightens the sky. And sometimes you can spot a planet or two shining among the stars. The spring sky has other treasures too, if you know where to look. The trick to finding your way around is to draw imaginary lines between the stars. Like a celestial game of connect the dots, use the brighter ones as your guide. You'll find them in some easy-to-recognize star patterns called constellations. Learn a few of those, and before long you'll be star-hopping your way around the sky. The best part is, you don't need special equipment. Just your eyes and a safe, dark viewing spot away from bright lights. If you live in a big city with lots of light pollution, you can still observe the night sky. The brightest stars should be visible, even through all the glow from streetlights. Let's start with a very familiar star pattern, the Big Dipper. Just about everyone has heard of it. On spring nights, it's an easy pattern to spot. 3 stars form the handle, and 4 stars make the bowl. The Big Dipper is actually part of a larger constellation called Ursa Major, the Great Bear. The dipper marks the back and tail of the bear. You can use the Big Dipper to find other stars and constellations. Here's how. Notice the 2 end stars in the bowl. Their names are Merak and Dubhe. They're also called the pointer stars because they point to a special part of the sky. Draw an imaginary line from Merak to Dubhe and continue to the next bright star. It may not look as bright as some of the others, but it's an important one. This is Polaris, the North Star. It's the brightest star in the constellation of the Little Dipper, or Ursa Minor. Like the Big Dipper, this one also has 3 stars in its handle and 4 stars in its cup. When you stand facing Polaris, you're looking north. South is behind you. As you turn and face south, east is on your left, and west is on your right. When you look around the sky, you can see stars that are brighter than Polaris, Merak, and Dubhe. Let's learn some of their names. First, go back to the Big Dipper. Notice how the handle is curved into an arc shape. Draw an imaginary line through the curve. Make an arc. Down here to Arcturus. It's one of the brightest stars in the spring and summer skies. Twinkling south of Arcturus is the star Spica. It's part of a faint constellation called Virgo. Here's an easy way to help you find Spica. Simply arc to Arcturus and drive a spike down to Spica. From Spica, make a leap to Leo the lion. The bright star Regulus marks his heart. From Leo, you jump north again to find yourself back where you started, with the Big Dipper. You've just made a circle tour of stars from north to south. Polaris, and the Big Dipper, the Dipper's handle, arc to Arcturus, spike to Spica, leap to Leo. These bright stars are your guides to the spring night sky. Once you learn them, they'll be like old friends, returning each year when spring rolls around. You'll find more up there as you get comfortable with stargazing, including a famous double star, an open star cluster, and even a globular cluster, if you know where to look. But to see them, you need to get away from the light pollution of the city. Under a dark country sky, you can see thousands more stars. Remember the Big Dipper and Arcturus and Leo? Try to find them now. First, here's our old friend, the Big Dipper, with the pointer stars Merak and Dubhe in the bowl. They aim right at Polaris, the North Star. The Big Dipper contains one of the most easily found double stars in the sky. Look carefully at the bend in the Dipper's handle. If you have good eyesight, you should be able to spot a pair of stars huddled together. The brighter one is Mizar, and the dimmer one is called Alcor. They are sometimes referred to as the horse and rider. Now, let's arc to Arcturus. It's part of a constellation called Boötes, the herdsman. Boötes actually looks a lot like an ice cream cone, with Arcturus at its tip. In late spring and early summer, Arcturus is the first star you can spot in the sky after sunset. When you look at Arcturus, you're seeing light that traveled about 40 light years to reach your eyes. A light year is the distance light travels in 1 year. We're seeing the light that left Arcturus about 40 years ago. So when we look at objects in the sky, we're looking back in time, at the way they appeared in the past. The farther away something is from us, the further back in time we see it. Now look back at the ice cream cone shape in Boötes. With a little imagination, you might be able to find a scoop of ice cream that has fallen off the cone next to Boötes. This little curve of stars is really called Corona Borealis, the northern crown. It looks like a glittering tiara with a sparkling gem of a star called Gemma in the middle of the crown. Next in the stellar lineup is Spica, the third brightest star in the sky. Remember to drive a spike south from Arcturus to find it. If you have a good view of the sky south of Spica, look for a little lopsided box. This is the constellation Corvus the Crow. To find it, we add one more step to our memory aid. Arc to Arcturus, spike to Spica, and curve to Corvus. from Spica make a leap to Leo the lion and bright Regulus. The lion's head and mane are a curved line of stars called the sickle of Leo. It's like a backward question mark with Regulus twinkling at the bottom. The star Denebola marks the tip of the celestial lion's tail. Some treasures in the springtime sky make good targets for binoculars or small telescopes. Once you feel familiar with the basic constellations, you can go hunting for double stars and clusters hidden among them. Go up to the Big Dipper and slide along the handle until you spot the double star in the bend with your unaided eye. Binoculars magnify the separation between these two stars, Alcor and Mizar, which lie less than a light year apart. Mizar is actually a double star itself, made up of two fainter stars, Mizar A and Mizar B. Next, arc back down to Arcturus and skip a little ways west to find an open cluster, more than 80 faint young stars in a wispy-looking grouping called Coma Berenices. The ancients named it to commemorate Berenice, a queen of Egypt, who sacrificed her hair to celebrate the safe return of her king from battle. The stars in Coma Berenices lie about 280 light-years away and formed around 400 million years ago. To your unaided eye, the cluster looks like a smudge of light, but you can make out individual stars through binoculars or a small telescope. If you want to try a more challenging object, look east of Arcturus and Corona Borealis for a group of stars shaped like a crooked box. This is the Keystone of Hercules. It's easy to find in late spring and lies high in the sky in summer. Once you find it, look about 2/3 of the way between the two stars on the north side of the keystone. You're searching for a dim patch of light, a globular cluster called M13. If you're observing under very dark skies with your unaided eye, you might be able to make it out as a very faint cloud of light. Through binoculars or a small telescope, M13 looks like a glowing smudge. What you're actually seeing is the combined light from at least 500,000 distant stars. That light took 25,000 years to reach your eyes. All that we've seen, constellations, a double star, and star clusters, are waiting for you on spring nights. You'll find that the night sky is a fascinating place to explore. The more you look, the more you'll find. And all you have to do is go out and look up. Try it tonight.